Don't judge the person you're about to get married to based on what your father did to your mother, what your mother did to your father.
Society may judge the family by their own standard, but your responsibility as partners is to work out what works for you.
The day my husband said that I'm not going to do this again, is either I get a house help that can do it, or I start to do it by myself. Do you get what I'm saying? I won't get angry that, what do you mean? You understand? Even though I have. Even though I have. My friend. All right. Hi, guys. Ew, not really. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria. I identify if it's your first time here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you. You know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always coming back. Okay, so today I have this sweet man here, as usual. You have become like a constant part of this channel. We should go change it to Victoria Fashion Family. This time I'm able to catch my husband. It's better I just catch him, and because tomorrow is not sure. Anyways, babe, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Wale. It's great to be back here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Okay, so I know you guys have been seeing him like week after week, like 3 weeks consecutively now, although we shot that video once, like since 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, so today we are continuing with answering questions. Okay, so we finally finished with the Instagram questions, and it took us 3 episodes to be able to address all of the Instagram questions. So now we're moving 3 episodes. Yeah, I uploaded the last one today.
Okay,
all right,
it was 4 now.
No, it's 3. So today we'll be addressing the questions you guys asked on YouTube, right? But before then, I want to address this particular question that came in the comment section from the last video that we had. I think we actually had a couple, but I can't get everything now, maybe later. But let me address this. So this is from Buki, and she said, please, I have a question. I have a question. I don't know if you can assist with the answer. We'll try our best. She said, what can you say about sharing of responsibility in marriage? Should it be forced or from free will? The person I'm dating was telling me that he's going to run his home 70-30, that he can be working, I think she meant he can't be working, and his wife will be keeping her money for her upkeep and for the needs of her friends and nuclear family. He was like, if at all he paid for his children's school fees this session, then the next session the wife would do the same. Likewise, changing of children's wardrobe. So if he changes the children's wardrobe this time, the wife will have to change the wardrobe next time. So basically splitting. So he said 70-30. What I don't understand here is everything he's saying is not 70-30. It's like 50-50, because if I'm paying it this time, you're paying it next time, it's like we are sharing it 50-50, right? But he says 70-30, which anyways, what do you think about it? Because I should start.
Yeah,
I'm careful.
You're already hyped up about it.
Not really. I'm careful because I don't want to offend people, especially feminists, right? Because I think we women, we are at the cause of our predicament. We are the cause of our problem, right? We are the one looking for equality, this and that. But the problem is when we are looking for equality, give us equal jobs, give us this, give us that. But when it comes to equal payment of money, we don't want to pay. I think for me, right, and I'm praying Holy Spirit to help me to convey this properly. To me, when we're in a relationship and you're saying, if you tell me, oh, I don't know, I am a very traditional person, right? I'm not so traditional in the sense that, the wife is the one to, you see, we women. Oh God, I don't like gender roles. You know what I wanted to say, Abby?
I know where you're going. But
you see, when it comes to traditional gender roles, I don't buy into it. Okay, but
because it's
maybe because it's we women that have to pay more for it. You understand? However, I think that there's nothing wrong in sharing the bill with your partner, right? But I don't think the way he's bringing it up is healthy. But I don't know how he brought it up to you. You understand? But if he's doing it like you take it or leave it, you understand? And it also depends on our earning capacity, because I don't think it's fair if you are earning more than me and you're asking me to be able to carry the same weight as you. It doesn't make sense for me. Okay, and this is me just saying. It doesn't make sense. So when it comes to sharing of finances, I always say this, right? And I think this is one of the questions I wanted to address at the later part, but I think we can as well address it. I always say this, like, you guys are a team. There is no my money, your money in marriage. It is our money. That is the conclusion. That was what me and my husband decided. And there's no one person is hiding the money, one other person is hiding the money. You understand? I know what he earns. He knows what I earn. If he has extra job, I know. You understand? I know I know the date and the time the money is going to come in. He knows mine also. You understand? So it's more or less like, for our marriage, how it works for us is, once, ending of the month comes, who gets paid first? Whoever gets paid first takes care of most of the responsibilities that need immediate, taking care of. And when the other person, gets paid, we share the money. You understand? We share it. You get it? So that's how I think a healthy, well, don't let me say that, but I just think that it depends on your earning capacity, right? It is not fair for you to expect me to be able to take the same responsibility if you earn more than me. Yes. And it's not fair for me too, as the lady, to expect my husband to be able to take most of the household expenses when I earn more than him. So there is no, and it depends on how you want to run your home. I remember I had this conversation like one time when we were fighting, like long time ago, that we were talking. I said, if we want to do traditional, let's do traditional. I will do the housework, which I know that, to be honest, I won't do. You understand? And then you will bring all the money if you want us to do like that, but it doesn't work that way. You have to be a team, right, babe? You have to be a team in the way you handle your finances. So for this, I don't know. To me, I just feel like having that, you pay this term, I pay next term, to me is a red flag. To be honest, to me, it is a red flag. I don't believe in, putting such strict measures in place when it comes to finances, because finances is so important in marriage. When we're dating, what?
Nothing.
You keep laughing. I can't wait to hear your views. So when we're dating, right, and we're saving for our wedding, yes, I know that. And let me just say this, that even with the fact that, I bring my money, you bring your money, there's always this male ego or this male pride. My husband still wants to, if he's the last money in his hand and I still have money in my account, he still wants to take up most of the responsibility, because he sees it as, I'm a man, I'm supposed to take it up. And I like that. And I'm not going to lie. I love that, he's not 100% depending that, okay, you bring your money. If I say this month, I'm not bringing money, my husband will not argue with me. You understand? But I can never say that too, because that's like a recipe for disaster in your home. The home is for the two of you. You are both living in the house. So if this month, God forbid, I lose my job, will my husband not pay house rent? Or will he say that, will you be counting the money and be putting scores? Because this is what I'm seeing from this guy. Like, if I cannot afford to pay this month, he's going to keep it in record. So I was talking about when we were planning our wedding. You understand? We had an account, an account you cannot withdraw from. You understand that a percentage of your salary goes, a percentage of my salary goes.
Investment.
Yes. And there was a time I remember that my husband had this bonus, what. He did not even think twice before he put almost everything inside. You understand? Because we are planning for something. So why should I be waiting that, okay, she has not put, then I should put? When finances become a competition in marriage, I think there's a problem. Babe, please. I know you're itching to talk because you have almost...
No, it's fine.
But what do you think?
I think it's a red flag, but for a different reason.
Okay.
I think his reasoning is coming from surrounding circumstance, how he grew up, what he experienced. If we'll be realistic, historically, the worth of a man is attached to his ability to provide, which ends up making men die very fast, because they spend average of their reasonable time looking for money, because not only their family will not celebrate them, the environment will not celebrate them, everything around will not celebrate a man that cannot provide for his family.
Yeah.
So we became too attached to that functionality. However, it's 21st century and the earning power of the woman has improved significantly, if not more. So things cannot be exactly the same way. However, so it's possible that in his environment, he grew up to see all the male die too early, women keeping, especially if it's a polygamous home where women keep the money for themselves and whatever, and they drain the men. So his response is reactionary. I mean, we've had plethora of women say the same thing, that no man will eat my money, because they grew up in a home or in an environment where their mother were the ones who took responsibility and men never. So they also reacted, and you know, I've heard a lot of women say that girls, women, lady, whatever, that no man can touch my 1 naira. They can't. So you understand. So most of those things are program reaction that are in response to something they grew up at. However, cutting the head has never cured headache. So the best thing to do within those circumstances is not exactly how it is. So that's why I said it's a red flag. That's why I said I understand where you're coming from. The aspect where I consider it a red flag is that as a man, there is a place for responsibility.
Yeah.
And trying to provide for your family, even if you can't meet up all the time, or you are not even making as much money as your wife around the different circumstances, doing the most you can do indicates responsibility. So you've seen situations where men and maybe the man and woman is earning the same amount, yet the man is spending more because of, people will call it ego, but at the same time it's a function of responsibility, because society, especially in African climes, do not value men based on being male. You are valued for your abilities. It is only women and babies that are loved by default. Now, it's true that there are exceptions to these general rules, but at least we can agree that that's the general rule. So as a man, your worth to yourself first, much less to your family, is tied to many things like that. So acceptance of your responsibility is what make you do certain things, even when it's not comfortable or convenient or whatever, because it's important that you are a protective figure and someone that be counted upon. How the society or how family judges or merit or evaluates man is different from how it evaluates woman. For man, is attached to your ability to provide, secure your family, and all that and all that. So if Adi being, so that's where I see it as a red flag, that he is unwittingly checking his primary responsibility as a male. So as a male or as a man in the home. But however, there are ways to go about it, and that's one of our approach, my wife and I, that we're in the 21st century. All the whole tradition may not exactly operate now. Even if we want to force it to operate, it may be counterproductive, because in as much as we may be saying that, okay, we're born in this generation and that's what operates, are we preparing our children or our offsprings for the next decades ahead? So and how we often live often affect our children in a way that they either model what we do, or they act opposite of it in such a way that is even destructive to them. So all of those factors should be put in place. That's why we decided that, okay, as between us, so money is not going to be a problem. There is no my money or your money. But as my wife admitted, regardless of that, I am loath to ask her for money. In fact, there were times when it caused issues that I'd rather look for assistance or whatever elsewhere before I come to her. But that's just a question. But she understood eventually that it's not coming from a place of discount or whatever, but because so all those things are factors, to cut the long story short, all those things are factors that indicate that as a man, you don't check your primary responsibility just because it's 20, because at the end of the day, you are still going to be evaluated by certain standards that are primordial. You cannot change it. It's the same way that women are judged by certain standards. You can't change it whether you like it or not. So it's that same way. So I think it's a problem, because in trying to respond or react to something that he may have observed growing up or whatever, is making, you know, and nobody likes to be boxed into a tight corner, especially in instances like that. Imagine that the wife came, I mean, let's reverse the circumstance. Imagine that is the lady that was telling you that, see you, me, I've decided I'll be relevant in the life of my husband. Therefore, all our expenses are going to be taking 70-30. You handle 70, I handle 30. At all points in time, blah, 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 blah. If she gives it to you like that, as a precondition, you won't like it.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So in certain things and delicate matters like that, you negotiate and come to conclusion that works for the both of you. So you can imagine that if there was a woman who gave him the condition, and the woman is not saying that she will pay the highest. So the woman is just saying that at every major thing is 30%, is this one. You won't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's why I think he's getting it wrong. However, I don't want to make assumptions to think that he's a bad person. It might just be in response to certain things. So they may have to seek counsel outside, maybe a counselor or someone to help them navigate that. If that's the only thing that they are having issues with, then they may not have that much issue. It may just be question of background and all those ones.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, babe. I totally agree, Pele. I totally agree with what my husband said. One thing I wanted to also emphasize on is let's not get it twisted, okay? You are the one marrying me, and I'm saying this from the point of view like, let us leave feminism and see what we call feminism in Nigeria or Africa is not what feminism is, okay? But let us leave feminism matter out of this. You married me, and I'm supposed to be a support to you. Let's talk about biblical foundation of marriage, biblical standard of marriage. I am supposed to be an helper. I'm supposed to make your life easy, right? By assisting you. I am not supposed to take up your responsibility. Do you understand that? So I understand that now in 21st century, a few things have changed. In my house now, most times people would expect, or you were talking about societal expectations and all of that, or the way people are being judged in society. I am being judged as a woman, as my ability to cook, to clean, to take care of my children, to conceive children, to do this, to do that. You understand? However, in my home now, you don't even go there. You understand? Because if you are to judge me by societal standard, then I probably will be 40 over 100. You understand? Because things just we said okay, this we are not losing sight of our role. So because my husband helps me helps me most times to clean the house or whatever, does that not mean that is his job? It's not his job. Every time he does that, I know that he is helping me. Do you get it? And if for any reason he's unable to provide for the house, and I step in, right, or I pay the house rent, it doesn't mean that it has automatically become my job. Exactly. It just means that I am helping you out. So we are helping each other. That's what marriage is. Exactly. Where you are weak, I am strong, and I help you and I assist you, right? I didn't know that I was very, very weak when it comes to some things in the house. But my husband has strength in that, and he helps me out. The day my husband said that I'm not going to do this again, is either I get a house help that can do it, or I start to do it by myself. Do you get what I'm saying? I won't get angry that, what do you mean? You understand? Even though I have. Even though I have, okay, we've had that situation that I got upset and stuff like that. But even in my vexing, I know in my heart of hearts that, you understand? Because he helps me does not make it role. Because I help him does not make it my role. The moment that equation becomes balanced, his earning capacity is good, and I am able to do more work, or I have house help and everything. We can always switch roles. We can always, assist each other. You understand? So, but if you want to do it traditionally, the way it was in our parents, to see our father come back from work, sit down, your mother is in the kitchen. You understand?
Let me even play devil's advocate. Assuming, for instance, that the man runs an organization or he has an office, they're having a problem with their accounting or audit in that department. Meanwhile, the wife is a certified auditor or accountant, or maybe it's even his own department. Maybe he heads the department, but a person in that department is messing up and is making things difficult, and the work is so overwhelming that he's having sleepless nights. Meanwhile, the wife is expert in these things. So the wife now takes up that job and helps him to sort out those things. Maybe I have to spend 2-3 sleepless nights to sort it out. Will he feel uncomfortable with it? Will he pay her for the job done? Will he not say, is my wife being supporting me? So why I'm saying
you're going to pay me my professional consultancy.
Why I'm saying that is that it's important that we put things into perspective, that in the home we are each other's support system. And there will be times when, owing to different things, a person cannot fill a role or the other. When the lady has when she gives birth to children, and we've had instances where a child sleeps more with the father than so but does that change the fact that it's the mother? No. But the child has obviously taken a preference in that instance, and as a man, no matter how much you are afraid of babies or whatever, maybe someone like me that I can't handle very newborn children, I will run. Will I not do it when it's mine? So
you will run.
do you understand things like that? So
yeah.
Like she said, certain things are primarily, some people are better suited for certain things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we are supposed to help each other out. And sometimes it takes some walking over, smoothing over in order to understand. But I think the way you presented it may be a problem for the wife now, or the lady in the question. But if they can sort it out and realize that, okay, we are helping each other and all that, and whatever happens in our home is primarily about us and all that. Society may judge the family by their own standard, but your responsibility as partners is to work out what works for you. Do you understand? I know
That's
instances.
What I was actually going to say.
I know instances of situation where it was the man who taught the wife how to cook. Now the wife knows how to cook more than the husband, but it was the man that literally taught her step by step that this is how. Do you understand? So it all depends. And I think that sometimes we get carried away by the argument and debate on social media. The truth of the matter is, what works for your family may not work for the next family. Find out what works for you and stick to it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Don't bring your parents, don't say because my parents was like that. You did not marry your father. Don't judge the person you're about to get married to based on what your father did to your mother, what your mother did to your father. You understand? And I know it's difficult because sometimes we don't even know that we are doing it.
In fact, in simple things, for instance, say for instance, in your house, when you were growing up, this is how you used to do things. Say flowers are kept, restocked every week.
Morning.
Do you understand? Maybe flowers, you keep you have a flower vase on your coffee table, so you put in new flower every week. There's the danger of trying to model your home, your own home now, after the home you are used to. It always causes problem, especially if the person is not coming from the same background or environmental circumstance. So both families have to figure out that, okay, in our own household, this is how we'll be doing things.
I think
it might take some time, but you have to figure it out.
But one thing you also need to know is that finances is a very one of our first fights in our relationship when we were dating was about money. I, for one, don't like to talk about money. Oh my God! If you want to kill me, just have to explain to me or start to ask me about how I spend my money. I don't spend money recklessly, so I don't want to be asked. You understand? But I have to be accountable too. You get? So we had a fight about that because I think I asked you to send me some money, and then you asked me what I want to use the money for. Hey.
Or maybe
he was just literally asking out
about spending certain amount that was spent rightly, but I was just teasing.
You want us to fight. I don't like people accusing me of money. I don't know why, but that's the thing. I don't like talking about money. That's why I didn't do any course in accounting. I don't like talking about money or anything. You understand? So, but you need to, when you get married, you have to be accountable. So every month I have a list of things I need to buy. I settle it. I don't like to think of money. You get? So because I understand the power that money, and especially in this generation, we give so much power and credence, like my husband's English, to money. You get? It's like, if it's not making money, and this, but money is meant to be spent. Money is meant to be used to create wealth, to make people happy. But when you are so selfish with money, it will affect your relationship. So because my mom was the one who took up most of our responsibility, does not mean that it's going to be like that in my marriage. It doesn't mean that I start to judge my husband because all men are like that. Not all men are like that. So don't project that on your future partner. So if you have an issue, let her know that this was what happened. But how do we? Don't give it as a condition, which is what I had a problem with in this Kini. Don't come and be saying, by the way, now marriage is 70-30. Me, I will leave you. Go and look for who to marry.
In all reality, both parties give conditions.
No, but I'm saying there should be a conversation. Let it be a conversation. Let it be, babe. So let us talk about finances. How do you think finances? This is what I think. What do you think? But it's not like this is how it's going to be. If you cannot take it, leave. That's what me I don't agree with, especially when it comes to finances, because you are saying you'll be able to pay school fees to this year, you pay next year. What if that year you don't have a job, you lose your job?
Exactly.
What if you cannot afford it?
What if you are incapacitated by reason of ill health?
So what will happen?
What happens?
What will happen? So don't make a permanent decision. It doesn't relate. So yeah, I know 27 minutes. I think this finances in marriage is going to be one video on its own because this is already long. But yeah, I think that's definitely something you need to look for. I still believe the healthiest way to do it in marriage, we are one. If we are one in spirit, if we are one in soul, if we are one in our vision and our goals, we should definitely be one in our finances. It doesn't mean that because, and there was one story I was talking about on Instagram where the woman, like the man literally, she had millions when they got married and she opened up to him in the name of transparency, gave him access to her accounts and everything, and this man wiped the account, used it to build house for his mother.
No, that's
hey, it bites my body when I heard it. I'm like,
being transparent, there is being foolish at the risk of blaming the victim. Now, there are certain standards you set, and when it comes to business, there is a way to work with business money different from private money. This is
even if it's my private savings.
No,
you not carry my money that I earned before I marry you, to go and build that for your own mother. Me, I've not built that for my own mother. Do you understand the pain? I feel that woman's pain. I really, and they've just got married. We're literally less than a year in marriage. And you not came to say, hey, after all, my mother is living in. So you cannot earn money and go and move your. And even if at all you want to do that, let us have a conversation. You don't go and remove my money. And that's one issue, that thing that causes issues in marriage. I can go take my husband's ATM and go and withdraw money from his account. When he calls, I'll tell him, babe, this is what happened, this is what warranted it. But my husband knows me too, that I will not go and just collect. And I know him too, that he will not just go to my account and collect. If for any reason he had to do that, then it has to be a very precarious, how is that English?
Continue.
You know, I'm learning English from you. It has to be a precarious situation. You understand? So I understand it to that extent. So you also who did you marry? Don't go and marry somebody that it does not have money sense. Because there's a situation where
financial sense.
There's a situation where the woman might be careless with money, the man is not. So you need to discuss that.
You need to know
and
your money identity.
Yes.
Yeah,
what's your relationship with money? How do you see money? How do you spend money?
And
you can
check.
Yes, check on him before you get married.
No, because let's be realistic, even for people who don't spend much, there's a tendency to overhoard.
Yeah.
So that's where the balance comes in. There's a tendency to hoard money unnecessarily on daily and not employ it for the right use it should be for. So sometimes the person that likes to save needs someone who does not save that much in order to balance him. And the person who spends, at the barest prompting, need someone who would be like, the budget is 20,000, we are not exceeding 20,000, at the most 22. You get just to act as a check, because ideally your financial decisions ripple or affect the other person. If I'm indebted, it will affect my wife. If my wife is also indebted, it will affect me. Except if I want to pretend, and it can't work. So, but I think that's why I said they need a counselor, someone to intercede. Yeah,
but I'm just talking generally, right? Before you get married, know the person's relationship with money. Know how the person spends money, okay? Know how they handle money. Don't go and marry somebody that likes to live above their means. Especially if you have a lot to give. Even if you don't have. Because tomorrow you might be in a situation where you're earning more. And we as women, we don't want to be judged. So we give you more access and everything, and then it will put you into debt. There was one that me and Yemi, by the way, if you're not subscribed to Truth and Tales podcast, please subscribe to it, okay? Yeah. You are in a long thing if you have not subscribed. And the man, I told you now that he has a debt of over 100 million naira, and he ran away. You understand? So know the person you're marrying, know the person's relationship with money. If the person that likes to live above their means, that likes to do chilling with the big boys but does not earn anything, a lazy person that does not like to work, he likes to just sit down at home and collect money. Today you are the one buying him a recharge card, tomorrow you are the one buying him flight ticket, next tomorrow, and he's not making any attempt. It's not like maybe he's trying. It's a different thing if he's trying to earn. You see that he's hardworking, but he hasn't gotten there yet. You understand? But someone that is just lazy.
Even when he's not lazy, the danger is still there.
Yes.
I don't want you to focus on laziness alone.
No, I'm just saying that there's laziness, there's someone who is greedy, there's someone who likes to spend money or live lavishly.
You should know what your partner is worth per time and the source of that money. I mean, one of the reasons why some of us were raised the way we were raised and we have certain moral standard is because we grew up in an environment where you can't spend money anyhow without people asking you, where did the money
Where did
come
you get
from?
the money?
Do you understand? At my age now, there are things I can't do without explaining to my mother that I got this money in it. Do you understand? So she knows the kind of job I do. She has an idea of how much I earn. She may not get the exact figure. So she can reasonably project, and trust me, she's a teacher. She's good at stuff like that. So I can't buy certain things now, or I own certain things that I cannot, reasonably say, okay, this is, and I won't be in trouble.
Even
and it goes,
my mom.
Do you understand? So, and it's the same way for your partner. So you know where your husband or your wife works. You know how much they earn. But somehow they are bringing
lifestyle.
a brand new car, they are going for expensive, you should be worried, because when the thing bounces back, it will most likely touch you.
Yeah, and then accountability is key. When you give him access to your account, you see, today collect money, did not see. Tomorrow you went to collect money, you cannot trace. Go and change your password. Go, that's authority. There is no oneness in a person that is not accountable financially. So if you cannot give account of course, that's not every money. That's how I was. But when it comes to our family money or money that we're supposed to use to do something, or even your money, you are just spending it. We cannot tell me how the money went. We have financial responsibilities in the house. You collected salary. We cannot explain how the salary went. Or I gave you access to my account. You are withdrawing money for nonsense reasons, and I cannot trace where the money is going for. There is no. You need to make sure that you put measures in place to make sure that you're not stupid, because you are trying to be, transparent. Does not mean that, or supportive ahead does not mean that you should be stupid. If you notice that the person you married, maybe you already mistakenly married him, and his head is not correct, don't put your life in that person's hand, especially when it doesn't even matter if you have children or not. Don't be a stupid person. If you know that the person you're married to, when you have
children, you have to be double careful.
Double careful. That's what I'm even saying.
Responsible. It will put you
in you and your children. Look at that woman that the husband 100 million, and she has 3 children. Where do you start from? And then the man did not only collect the debt, he brought the debtors to his house and he ran away.
Do you know the danger to stuff like that in the first, and at least legally speaking, is that if they have any joint account or all those kind of things, when they are trying to recover that debt, all of those will be factored in.
All the properties he has.
Do you understand? For instance, now, by one of these new CBN policies or directive, if you even open a children saving college fund or whatever for your children, and naturally it's your BVN that will be there. If you are holding banks or corporations,
they will collect.
They can attach any account that bears that same BVN. So whether it's child, whatever, whether it's pension fund account, they can collect all those money. So where does that put the wife and the children?
Exactly. So you need to be extra careful, especially when you have kids. But even if you don't have kids,
you still need to be careful.
Be careful. Don't marry someone that will give you hypertension overnight. I beg you. Okay, so for this question, have a conversation with him. Let him know what you think about it. Let him know that, babe, I know you said this, but this is my thoughts. This is what I think we should do. And hear him out. If you need to bring in a third party, like my husband said, bring in a third party. Try to understand where that mindset is coming from.
Exactly.
Why do you think this way? Where is that mindset coming from? Is it from past experience? Is it from people's experiences? Because when you read a lot of women's experience on Kini, you yourself, you'll be like, am I sure? You understand? Or men's experience, not just women. I'm just saying, because I've seen a
people's experience generally.
I've seen so much that would make me not to want to tell my husband what my ATM pin is. You understand? But then again, I know the person I married. You know the person you married, or the person you're about to marry. You know the person you're about to marry before you make a mistake that you're going to pay for the rest of your life. Finances is important. We've already told you how we manage our own finances in our marriage. If you think it's ideal, you can also adopt that. If not, look for what works. There's some women that are comfortable paying. They don't have issues with it. So it depends on the kind of person you are. So women don't have in short, they want a man that would just be supporting, that would just be cheering them on, be managing the whilst they are making the money, and there are a lot of women that are doing that.
And if you find a man that is okay. What's the headache?
Absolutely. And there are some men too that is just full housewife. They want to be the one making the money and everything.
My wife will tell you one thing.
As far as you are paying me salary,
I can see individuals, you are doing certain things, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? But once you are married, My rule is, as long as you and your partner
you're in sync.
Oh God.
Everything is okay.
Even if everybody is criticizing you, I won't criticize you because you and your partner.
You agree. If you want to be full house husband, your wife wants to be the sole provider, and that is your
and
agreement.
both of you are fine with it. It's not my.
You understand, right? Just make sure that you are also financially secure. It's not that tomorrow you now go and see one businessman, they will run away, and then you are left with nothing. So if you want to beat me to say that I'll be paying my salary, or let me start a business by the side. Anyway, so yes, let us know what you guys think about managing finances in marriage. What do you think? Do you think we should, we should be transparent 100% of our money, right? Or do you think that a woman should be able to take, they should share it 50-50? Let me know what you think about it, right? But again, remember, the cocoa of this story, your responsibility is still your responsibility. My responsibility is my responsibility. We can help each other out. That's what marriage is all about. It doesn't make it my responsibility, nor does it make it your responsibility, right? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We're supposed to answer multiple questions in this video, but because it's already 30-something minutes, this is going to be a video on its own on managing finances in marriage, and I hope that you guys have learned something from it. Let us know what you think about it. So in the next video, we'll continue to answer your questions on YouTube. This is actually still an Instagram DM question, but thank you guys for asking. We appreciate it because you give us something to talk about. Anyway, so thank you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, I'm still Victoria Ayodele Fash, and this is my darling husband,
Wale Ayodele Fash.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.